Yes. Whenever you are going to select the data over a document, if you would like to write some kind of an event, then we call it as a select event. Like if you don't want to scroll, or I mean, if you would like to raise some kind of event, whenever user is performing some kind of a scroll over the document, then it will raise an event called scroll event. Like this, we'll have various kind of document events are there. Yeah. So all those you can revise in JavaScript. Yes, guys. Now what I will do is I will take some of the uh, uh, like examples for these all kind of events. Yeah, fine. So and one more thing is for example, there is a kind of button. There is a kind of button, right? For this button, you know how we are going to select, right? With the help of dollar symbol followed by some kind of for example, button name is button one, id is button one. Yeah. And you might write some kind of action. That action we can do as a kind of method, click method. Click method followed by self calling function, followed by self calling function, like similar to JavaScript, guys, only. Yes, that's it. So meaning that here the action is what? So according to the syntax of this one, jQuery action, that action can be any kind of method. So here click is a kind of method. Click is a kind of any kind of method, right? So it is going to call, it is going to internally call the self calling function. The self calling function automatically it will call. Yes. So meaning that, so whenever this action is performed, whenever the click action is performed, what should be happened, what should happen, need to define over this function, over the function. So here you have to write what should happen, what should happen, need to define through this function, define through this function. Yes, guys, if you want to go for double click operation, then what you can use, we have a method called dbl click. Dbl click, double click. Mouse enter method is there, mouse leave method is there, mouse move method is there, mouse down method is there, mouse up method is there. Like that we have various kind of methods. Here I would like to convey to you that so the action can be like any kind of one of the method, one of the method. That method is a kind of an event once again here. Yeah, fine. Let me take some example here. Yes. So in the morning class, have taken clearly, uh, right? What is the advantage of this ready function? Ready function, yeah. So now what I will do is I will take this button itself, this button. So ID is B only. So this is, let me take B1 and this is B2, B2. So whenever user clicks some kind of function called, so for example, I'm going to remove this one clearly. So or else I will make it comment clear. Yes, guys. So what I'm going to do is after loading of the web page, that is the meaning of ready function. After loading of the web page, what I need to do is I need to find out what I need to select the button. I need to select the button. What is that button? So that button is B1. That button is B1. Then is it correct, guys? Yes. Button is B1. I have selected this button. On this button, if the user is clicked, the user is clicked. So that thing we can double define with the help of click method. I'm going to call a self-calling function. Call a self-calling function. Call self-calling function. Here, what I can say? I can say that alert off. Button one clicked. Button one click. Like this you can able to show. Yes, guys, you can able to observe that. If I go for here, I'm going to refresh, because all are hidden, because I made everything as comment. Yes. Now if I click on button one, it automatically showing that button one clicked. If I click on button two, is there anything happened? Because I didn't define anything, so for example, I would like to define as button 2. Button 2, after clicking, I'm showing that button 2 clicked. Refreshing. Click on button two, click it. Yes guys, not only this button to click or some other text, you can it is possible for you to write your own operations here. Write your own operations here. Yes, for example, I would like to change something. For example, instead of saying like this, I would like to change some header color. Like I am going to access the h1 element. For that I'm going to apply css uh, with the property styling property like color with the help of red color, meaning that when the user clicked on a button, I would like to make it this button as red, this header as red color. When a user clicked on button 2, I need to make some kind of process. This one let me take. This one let me take. So I hope you know the meaning. I'm going to select the element h3. For that I have applied styling color as blue. So this what this one we call it as jQuery function chaining dot. So background color as yellow, and it is going to make it slide up of for 2 seconds. Slide up of 2 seconds. Yes. I'm going to refresh. Once again, if I click on button 1, header 1 is highlighted. If I click on button 2, highlighted, and it is going to hide up. It's going to hide up. Yes, guys, observe. 1 second. Button 1 clicked, header 1 is get colored. Button 2, some operation is performed. Yes, meaning that it's a kind of single click. It's a kind of single click. Guys, if I go for double click, yes. For that, we can make hide. For example, uh, I would like to make something, some text field. This one, for this one, whose ID is A. I would like to access dollar of hash A dot dbl click. I'm going to call the self-calling function. Self-calling function. In that, for example, I'm having some param. Mm, guys, is there necessary for accessing? So far, see, observe. For any text field, is there any double click operation? Is there? No, guys. No, right? Yeah. For example, for button one, let me take for button one. For button one, I have taken. Here you will get some kind of question. Don't worry. Mm, I have taken. I'm going to take some kind of text. For example, some para id equal to para. Yes, guys. Okay. So this para I'm going to access. And I'm going to perform some kind of ID. Hash para dot height. Guys, observe. I'm going to refresh. I got some data. Now, if I click on button one, what will happen? I made such a code that button one uh, single click. It is not performing anything. If I double click, it is hidden. Yes, that is the advantage of this one. For example, I would like to make show or else. 1 minute. This for hide and see this single click. I'm sorry. This single click is meant for. Let me take show. Double click is meant for hide, and single click is meant for show. Observe, I'm refreshing this one. I went for up and I'm double clicking. 1, 2. Hide. Single click, show. Double click, hide. Single click, show. Yes, right? Like this you can able to perform. Yeah, fine. For example, I don't want to make for double click also. double clicks. Okay? Yeah. So instead of using hide and show for different kind of functions for the same function, I can go for simply toggle operation, simply toggle method. So what this toggle will do is it is going to go for alternatively. It's going to go for alternatively rise and down. See, observe. Initially, it is visible, right? If I click on single click, it is hide. If I once again click, visible. I hope understood. One minute. Observe. If I click hide, if I click unhide, click unhide. That is the advantage of toggle, meaning that it is going to make toggle between the hide and show. Toggle between the hide and show. Similarly, if you want to go for some kind of hover function, hover functionality, like for example, mm, let me take this one only. Hover. See, guys, hover is an art action actual event. Ma. It is like, for example, on what if I place cursor over button 2. Observe. If I place, observe. I refreshed. See, my cursor is moving over button 2. Whenever I am going to place over the button 2, automatically it is going to change the color to yellow color. That is the advantage of hover. So similarly, mouse enter, mouse leave, mouse move, mouse down, mouse up, all this. So for example, I'm going to show the two things. One is mouse enter. When mouse enter, what you need to do? When mouse leave over that same thing, what you need to do? I'm going to mouse leave. After mouse leave, I need to make the color as red color. When the mouse entered, I need to make it as yellow color. Observe. Yellow, leave red. Yellow, leave red. Leave red. Yellow, red. Yes, like this we can able to do. So similarly, mouse move, mouse down, mouse up, all these we can practice some. Okay, na guys? Yeah. Here, one important point is, mm, for example, if I click on the button one, right, it is going to hide. Yeah. See, for example, uh, if I go for debugging this one, if I click on F12, click on F12, if I click on button one, click on button one, yeah. Mm, one thing I would like to write. So here, function, this function can take the object E. So with the help of this object, I can able to show the lot of stuff for you. Ma. For example, console dot log of E. Console dot log of E, meaning that on the console, it is going to provide some various kind of operations. Observe. If I click on button one, it is going to convert to red color. What I did? Toggle operation. Yes, just hiding. Yeah. In this, in the console, you have various kind of things. Ma, observe. Yeah, lot of things are there. Lot of things are there. Here, we can get various kind of things like class name, id, etc. Target, what is the target, what is the type click, how much time it is going to take, and what is the target id. All these, see, handling of the type click, original type click, everything you can able to observe. Like for example, what is the current target? Hash b1. Input hash b1. Input button id is b1. See, for example, I would like to get this thing. We'll go for this thing. Again, we'll have a lot of things are there. For example, mm, what's the class name, what is the length, all this. See, what is the button id? Id is b1. That's the button ID is meaning that which button user has clicked, that we can able to understand. That is available in the data set, right? This data set is available in which one? Like that. So we need to cross check and we need to get that data. Okay, na guys? Yes. So based upon our requirement, we can able to get this data, this entire data. Yeah. So next we'll see various kind of farm events. So if you go for the farm events, so let me take farm. Farm ID is once again farm only. Again farm only. Let me take. I would like to show few my here closing of that farm. That farm, yes. So here I would like to take few things. One is input tag. Input type equal to text. ID as name. Yes. So name is also as name. So which is specifically meant for some other purpose here. So I don't want any extra thing. So the reason why I'm taking the input is so whenever the cursor I placed, I need to make the yeah. So and one more thing is whenever I'm going to select something, ID equal to, for example, I'm taking as gender, and then I'm going to take the name as gender itself. I'm going to close this, and in that I have taken the options. Option as one is male, another option as female. That's female. So for those values, the user wants to access to the database. I can go for value as male, and for this value as female. Value as female. Yes. Go for refresh. We have a text field followed by male and female. Followed by male and female. Yes. So and one more thing is I would like to take one kind of submit button. Input type equal to submit. Mm, you can change the name. Value equal to submit. End of name. So here I'll take some kind of break tag. Also I can take some kind of break tag. Something like name. Something like gender. Now it's look somewhat better. Yes. Whenever I place the cursor over here, I need to raise an event called focus event. Whenever I release the left the cursor from this field, I need to raise an event called blur event. Whenever I'm going to change from male to female or female to male, I need to get an event called change event. Okay, fine. For that, what you need to do? We need to access that first all the elements. So for every element, I have taken the code. Let me take. Yeah, here itself. So I'm going to use the dollar symbol, dollar of. So what is the element ID? Mm, hash name. Hash name. Hash name on that element. If I am going to place the cursor, if I'm going to place the cursor, I am going to raise an event called focus event, and I'm going to call the self-calling function. The self-calling function. So I don't want to go for anything extra. Alert off. Just cursor is focused. Cursor is focused. Cursor is focused. Observe, guys. Refresh. So placing the cursor. Nothing is happened. What happened guys? So your cursor placed. Okay, then I will specifically take input hash name. So where I have written so see guys, where I have written this the complete outside, I think so. Yes, I have written the complete outside, right? So as I am writing in the head section, what will happen? It is going to load before the document is loading. That is why you will get an error. So I am going to write inside the this ready function. Inside the ready function. Okay, guys? Yeah. Now we'll get cursor is focused. Cursor is focused. Cursor is focused. Yeah, fine. So similarly, I want to have example. So here, cursor instead of saying that cursor is focused, we can take anything more. If I go for the blur, what will happen? Cursor is defocused. Cursor focused. Okay. Cursor defocused. Okay. So my cursor is there itself. That is why it is saying, yeah, cursor focused. Cursor defocused. Yes. Fine. Uh, and for example, when I change the value, when I change the value of per select element, then I can go for that. So if you want, you can go for that actually. So, mm, I want to go for select as id is gender. It's change function. Mm, uh, I'm changing the gender, changing the gender. So I'm making a question mark and I am going to call this like male, female, automatically changing the gender. Yes. So depending upon our requirement, we can able to perform something like next. Do you wish to change? Yes. Then I can go for confirm option here, confirm method. Then based upon the input, we can go for further process like that we can do. So for time being, right now, what you have to understood here is you have to know how to make the representation of all these kind of events. Yes, guys. Similarly, we can go for submit. You can go for submit event. Yeah, I don't want that actually. So simply you can go for the event called submit. Do you want to submit the function? Do you want to submit the data? That's it. So, but that submit button ID I need to take. I need ID as yes. Let me take input input hash. Yes, that's it. So do you want to submit data? Like this, we can go for various kind of things. Similarly, for example, various kind of keyboard events are there. Keyboard events are there like key up, key down, all these. Let me go for one thing only. Mm, for example, let me go for uh, key up or key down, anything. Where is that? Where is that? Center. Text. Input hash name. Focus. Instead of saying as focused, I'm going to take one more as input hash name. I'm going to as key up. Key up. Meaning that whenever user key performs up operation. 1 minute. It's going to produce something like for example, I'm saying the key up operation perform. Yes. See, cursor is focused, cursor defocused. Oh, it is redirecting everything. So I'm going to off all this. focus making comment, and blur also I'm making comment on it. Now to simplify my task actually. See, I'm going to press N, keep operation performed. Okay. I'm going to press J, key up operation performed. Like this. So instead of this key up or all this, uh, we can go for key down, key down, key press. Like this, we'll have various kind of events are there. Okay, fine. Similarly, we'll have resize event. Resize event is there. So on a document, if the user is going to resize the document, then we can go for resize event. Like this, we can use various kind of events. All these you can able to simply compare the examples, whatever the example that I have explained in the JavaScript. All those will simply make a practice here also. Make a practice here also. Okay, fine. uh, one more thing is guys here, for example, 1 minute. I made some point clear for you. In JavaScript, we got some kind of doubt. What is that doubt? Event handling is there. 1 minute. I don't want to go for confuse for you. I will take clear example. See, actually, in JavaScript, what I did is uh, I have taken there two concepts. One is in the form of event handling, another one is in the form of event listeners. Guys, why I moved for event listeners concept? On a particular element, if I would like to perform multiple events, multiple actions at the same instance, what is happening, guys? It is going to override. It is going to override. It is going to override. Because of reason, we are moving for event listeners. In the event listeners, what we can do with the help of the functions, like we are going to make like this, click comma, some operation, some kind of function I'm going to call. Based upon this reason, we are overcoming this override operation, meaning that at a single instance, if I would like to perform multiple operations, then we can go for the event listeners. Similarly, here also the structure, whatever thing that I explained here should be changed. Because at a single instance, for example, let me take one simple thing. If I am having a mouse, if I am having a button if I place cursor, if I am going to press enter, mouse enter, I need to perform some action. Whenever I'm going to leave my mouse, I need to perform some operation. In between, if I perform click operation, I need to perform some operation. But what will happen is, if you go for this process, like normal syntax, whatever thing, like element selecting an element followed by some kind of action, then what will happen is all the things cannot be done parallelly, meaning that at a single instant only one event will be occurred. So to overcome this drawback, we have one of the action method, that is on method. I would like to select an element, and that I'm going to call the on method. What this on method will do is, at a single instance we can able to perform multiple operations. Like the structure is like, for example, I would like to access an element. On that, I need to perform multiple operations. I'm going to open the flower branches. In that, I need to write an event name followed by the corresponding self-declared function. Self-declared function followed by comma operator again, the event name like this. Click function, function of, like this we can able to do. See, for example, let me take a simple example here. We can simply compare with these JavaScript examples, event handling and event listeners. Yeah. Now what I will do is to avoid the confusion, I am going to take out everything as comment. Comment. I am going to make only one thing as available for you. Control X. Yes, guys. So I'm going to make this also comment, and I'm going to make something like I'm going to make button clicked. So whenever I'm going to click the button one, it is going to show as a button clicked. Button clicked. Yes. So I'm refreshing. Okay. If I click on the button one, it is saying that button clicked. Now on this button one, I would like to call. I would like to call instead of only one operation. See, on this button one, whenever I placed cursor over here, I need to raise an event called mouse over event. Whenever I clicked, I need to get the button clicked event. Button clicked as the answer. Whenever I release mouse released, I need to get all the things at a single instant. For that, what we can do is we can go for on method. See, the same thing, the same thing we can able to write with the help of on method. On method. See, I'm going to call the button d1. In this, the structure is different. In this, I'm going to use the method called on method. We call on method. In this method, what kind of event it is going to rise? I need to rise click event. Click event followed by the function. Followed by the function. That's it. Now, if I made comment this also, same thing will be happening. Observe. If I click on button one, button is clicked. Observe. Whatever the output that it is going to yield this syntax, the same output is going to yield by this syntax also. The syntax also. Not only click, not only double click, everything. Like DBL click. So event listeners sometimes. So I hope you know the meaning of event listeners, right? Button double click. DOU refresh. So for 1, 2, 2 times click. So the same thing you can able to do with the help of this syntax. So if I go for like this, what will happen is, guys, it is going to override the thing. It is going to override the thing. So that is the reason we move for the syntax. Yeah. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to once again go for the multiple functionalities. So on this button one, if I go for on, what is the confusion for you? I made everything clear. On. So I need to open parenthesis. So now I will go for mouse enter. Mouse enter colon. I would like to call a self-calling function. Calling function. What I need to do here? Alert of mouse enter. Mouse enter. Yes, guys. Next, mouse leave, for example. Leave. I'm going to call the self-calling function. Alert of mouse leave. Mouse leave. For example, I would like to call the click event function of alert of button clicked. Button clicked. Yes. Like this, at an instance, you can go for multiple declarations on the same. Refresh. it is. I made refresh. What's the place? No. Button one is not performing the action. Okay. Everything is fine. So is there any problem with the loading? This is also fine. This is also fine. 1 minute. Mouse enter. Mouse leave. Click. No is there, right? That is B1. Where is that B1? Yes, B1 is also there. Button one is there. So I will simply make it copy that. Will make it at the front. To avoid the confusion for us. For this one is match. At least I need to make it like on mouse over. At least it has to respond right for mouse over. Mm, for example, let me take on some param. Let me take whether it is working or not. Later I will show that. On para. On para is this one. I think this one is not working. Huh? Yeah, guys. So what I will do is this way, like working on a single instance, working multiple operations. I will take it into the next class. Okay, fine. Thank you.